we'll probably find him way over in Arkansas somewhere. Grandpa laughed and said, I don't think Rowdy's going to find any cats around this library.
The main word that he usually says is Arkansas.
It just isn't cat country. Grandpa and I walked around to the front of the library. Just as we started up the steps, Rowdy came loping around the corner of the building, up the steps and heading for the open door. As he came by me, I grabbed his collar and said, hold on, boy, you can't go in there. You'll have to wait out here. We won't be in there very long, I hope. I took Rowdy over to one of the big columns, made him lie down and told him to stay there. He didn't like it, but he stayed there. Grandpa and I took off our hats and walked into the library. The first thing I saw was about 20 boys and girls sitting at small tables, each one reading books. Every one of them looked up as we walked in. It was so still in there that when one of them turned a page, it sounded like someone was dragging a cotton sack across the floor. Over to our right was a large U-shaped counter. Standing behind it was a little old gray-haired lady wearing glasses. She had a pencil in one hand and a book in the other. With surprise written all over her face, she too looked at us. Grandpa walked to the counter and put both hands on it. He cleared his throat and then, in that deep, broad voice of his, he said, we'd like to read a book that could tell us how to catch monkeys. I thought the little old lady was going to jump right out of her shoes. Glaring at Grandpa, she leaned toward him.
Wait.
Glaring at Grandpa, she leaned toward him, put her finger over her lips, and said, shh, shh, shh.
I thought she was going to say,
Oh.
Grandpa was so startled, he dropped his hat on the floor. Okay, guys. He stepped back so fast he bumped into me. In a loud voice, he said, what are you shushing me for? The lady didn't say a word. She just pointed to a sign on the counter in front of Grandpa. In silence, we read the sign. It said, quiet, children studying. With a sheepish look.
Did he just fail?
Look, take your seats right, please, because I would really like to finish this chapter today. Grandpa said in a whisper, I'm sorry, this is our first time in the library. The lady smiled and whispered, I understand. Did you say you wanted a book that could tell you how to catch monkeys? Yes, ma'am, Grandpa whispered as he nodded his head. The lady stood looking down at the floor for several seconds, as if she were in deep thought. I saw the thinking wrinkles as they bunched up on her forehead. Then her face cleared. She went over to a large metal cabinet and pulled out one of its drawers. It was full of small, yellow cards, and all of them were standing on edge in the drawer. Stop it.
yes.
I was fascinated by the fast, delicate way the lady's fingers started flipping the cards. It reminded me of our old white leghorn hens picking up yellow kernels of corn from the ground. Easing one of the cards out of the drawer, she studied it for a second, turned to Grandpa and whispered, you and the boy go sit down at one of the tables. I think I have the very book you're looking for. It may take me a few minutes to find it. Grandpa and I whispered our thanks. We walked over to one of the small tables and sat down. I had never been in a place that was as still as it was in that library. If someone had batted an eye, it would have sounded like a firecracker had gone off. I was afraid to even move my bare feet for fear I'd make a noise. I glanced around the room. Everywhere I looked, I saw nothing but books and more books. I didn't think there were that many books in the world. I thought, boy, if Daisy were here, she'd be in book heaven. From somewhere far back in that book jungle, I heard the little old lady moving around.